it's super fun. It's cool to see how fast that workflow goes. So I'm going to share my screen here. And all right, here we are on the dashboard of one of my demo accounts. You guys, customers out there are familiar of it. So I'm going to pop over to the business tab and go down to app integration. And we're going to cruise down to the product processing section here. And we're going to see Auto HDR. I'm going to go ahead and click enable. So this is super fun too. I actually don't have an account over there. And so when I do this, it's going to have me go ahead and get ready. I'm going to claim my free credits courtesy of HD Photo Hub. Thank you so much. And get started. So it's going to let me pick my Google account. And this is going to start my account with Auto HDR. So super easy. That's all I needed to do. Now I'm set up and integrated inside of Auto HDR all the way. I scroll back down, you can see that it's live. And so now I'm going to go ahead over to the Sites tab. I've got one that I already wanted to pick on. So sorry, I didn't use the nav there to do that. But I'm going to go over to this site here, 123 West Main Street. And so when you have the integration turned on, anytime that you are on the site summary page and you have an order, you'll see this upload to Auto HDR. I'm going to go ahead and press that button, open a new tab, and it's going to have my upload. Something noteworthy here for the business owners out there with team members, you actually can go ahead and you'll integrate your own account, which will start your Auto HDR at the business level. And then anytime that your team members are uploading, they'll click that button and they actually don't need to log in. They don't need to have access to your main account. It'll just launch this page and go. So for those of you that are out there working with teams, this workflow makes it super easy to do. So I've got some files that I am going to drag in. Maybe I should have been talking about all that upload stuff. So I've got my project name coming in already, pulled directly from the site page. We've got the Auto HDR where we've got Classic, the Lisa, and Twilight. Matt, I'm going to put you on the spot, man. Which one should I go
Yeah,
with?
go with the classic. So
All
just like
right.
ChatGPT, they've got different models for different use cases, right? We've got different models for different styles. So the classic is your go-to kind of overseas editor style. The Lisa is a bit more intense. It's got those really deep, strong window pulls. And then for those shoots that are actually shot at Twilight, the sunset shoots, you can do the Twilight model. And so that's all right there.
Cool. And we get that selection each time we upload, right? So if I've got a job where I shot some stuff during the day and then I go back out and capture some Twilight stuff, I can do two different uploads to that same job. Is that right?
That's right, yeah. And uploading here as well will pull all of your Auto HDR style preferences, which we can jump into later, but it's directly linked up to your Auto HDR account. Yeah,
Yeah, and right, like everybody out there on the webinar, you got to see me do it live. That was the first time I've created an account here. A little scary to do it on the webinar like that, but I
yeah.
wanted to hold back
See how they
and
look.
get you guys the full approach. So I uploaded, I think it was a total of 24 images. They were three brackets for those of you that were interested in knowing what I all did a drag and drop of over there. So three bracket shots, 24 total images, and so. We'll be looking for some final photos at the end.
And just
Go,
a
yeah.
heads up, this is just a drag and drop upload box. So you don't need to upload your aerials separately. You could shoot some of your aerials one bracket, some of them three bracket. You could shoot your interiors three bracket, some five bracket. It doesn't matter. You don't need to group them. They could be out of order. You can just dump them all in. We will automatically detect what they are, group them for you, and edit them so that it removes any of that manual work from you. So it doesn't need to be organized. You just dump them in just like you saw there.
Man, I love it. That's awesome. All right, so here we are back on the site summary. I'll just give you guys a quick refresh. We're not doing anything special. I'm going to stop sharing my screen and we'll kind of chat it up and let Matt get a little bit of a longer intro before he tells
What I
us a
want
little
to
bit
do,
more about
I'm
the.
gonna
Go ahead and share my screen back. So I haven't made any refreshes. I haven't made any changes. I didn't check the clock. I pointed it out, but I didn't actually set a timer or pay attention to where we were. I don't think it's quite been 30 minutes since we did it, but I'm going to go ahead and refresh this live right now. So I'm going to go ahead and just kind of scroll over and click on the site summary tab and see if we get our image up here in the corner. And boom, we've got an image there. So I know that they're over on the site media page. Let's pop over and see all of our outputs that we got here. So we can take a look at, at these photos. Let's see how they turned out. Nice looking solid. Kind of just cruise through these quickly. Let everybody check it out. I'm telling you, I was going to ask you a couple more questions, but I really wanted to bring it back so everybody could see, just how fast we went from unedited images into real images back into HD Photo Hub. Just in that time that Matt was telling us about Auto HDR, which, that's I think it really is going to be a game changer out there in the industry of being able to go from, you're out shooting and you're driving to your next shot and you're doing the next piece and you're home and everything's already done and ready to send back to your clients, which is really just next level. I think you're right, Matt. There's going to be an opportunity for people to live in that spot where, for a time being, this will be a really cool rush extra of like, hey, get your photos back the same day and make a little extra scratch during that time. But maybe it's only 6 months, maybe it's a year, maybe it's 2 years from now. I really think, if you go, if you're old like me, Matt, I know that you're still, you still have your whole life ahead of you. But when you get old like me and you've been in the industry for 16 years, back in the day, man, when it got to 24-hour edits, that
Right.
was a really big deal for people to be, they were used to 2, 3 day turnaround times and people got it down to 1 day consistently. I think now if you're trying to start a real estate photography business and you tell somebody you're going to deliver their photos 3 days after the shoot, they're going to look at you crazy and be like, what are you talking about, man? Like everybody I work with does it the next morning. And I really think the AI editing is going to push that to that next level where, hey, we're getting it back like that. Nah, what do you mean the next morning? Like you just shot it. Why can't you get it back to me today? Like it really is going to change some of the standards of the industry, as we look out and see, as you mentioned, as this technology gets there, as it starts to totally evolve. And it's awesome seeing companies like you guys where you said like it's there, it's ready. Like this can change your business and make a huge impact to you.
Yeah, I'm excited to see how people can use it to differentiate in some of the really competitive markets,
Yeah.
Because at this point, anyone can outsource editing, anyone can kind of jump in, start getting clients and competing. But if you're one of the first people to implement this, you can have a point of service quality that just nobody can actually compete with. So
Yeah, it's
opens
really
up new
it's
possibilities.
it's really really awesome and fascinating. So cool,
Well,
all the things that are happening out there. Oh, go ahead.
well, I was gonna say what we could do too, maybe run the risk of another live demo, but we could
Ooh.
jump in and generate some virtual twilights and show off a few other things on the site right now.
Yeah, man, let's do it.
Cool.
I'll let you lead the way.
Sure. All right.
Uh,
All right. I've um I've got that shoot pulled up here that you sent in. Can you see my screen?
I do. Yep.
Cool. All right, let's do this. So, like I said, we've built everything that you need to deliver any sort of client request, any upsell. So, here we've got the supercharge option, and I'm gonna go ahead and do a Twilight edit.
I
Um,
love the name, by the way. I was in playing a little bit on one of our test accounts, so I really hadn't created an account for me before, but I had been in a test one, and I was going through it with our product team earlier, and I saw that Supercharge. Love the name. It's cracking me up. We clicked on it to see what all it did. So this will be fun to see it turn out to the actual process.
yeah, so these should come back in usually 30 seconds or less. Um, this is kind of our AI editing tools. So, for example, if the fireplace is not actually functional and you have fire in the fire, so fire in the fireplace is a profile setting that you can turn on. Let me real quick just dive into what those are actually. So, we have a few things. You can change your style settings on an interior and an exterior basis, really get the granularity there. You can change the intensity of your window pulls. You can change your cloud style settings. You can turn on TV blackout, fire in the fireplace. You can choose whether or not clouds are in your interior windows or your exteriors. And then we have a few other cool customizations like Deduplication. I know at my business we overshoot like crazy, and it's always been a big problem trying to get the best angle to edit. And so if you turn on this feature, it will get rid of duplicate angles. Like say you shot one and then you went to get a little bit further back, it'll get rid of the first one and just go with the best angle only. And then you also save money because you're not paying for that edit. And then walk through reordering you can turn on, and you can actually choose what order your photos come back in. So here's our default order. And if you turn this on, so say you go to the shoot, the homeowner's in the kitchen making lunch or something, and it's not ready. So you got to shoot the house out of order. You start with the bedroom, then you go to the kitchen, then shoot the outside. AI, after it's done editing, can now detect which angle belongs to which category and then resort it for you so you don't have to spend an hour doing that after you get the edits back. And that's a profile setting. So we have all these profile settings. But coming back to the listing page, um, for example, fire in the fireplace is one of those. So if not a functional fireplace, you could toggle that off. It would restore the original. And then we have tools like auto remove, where you can circle and remove things, virtual staging, and a whole lot of other stuff. But real quick, those twilights are back. So we can take a look. Here's the before, and then there's the after.
Nice. Nice. Yeah, well, I was checking out the product, just sort of at the surface level stuff. I tried some of the image removal, and I was, very impressed with how it turned out, nice and clean. And